Hey, how's it going? Checking in for today. I've spent a good chunk of time prepping and preparing and working on some of the projects I've got coming up for January, and also another one of these third party opportunities that I've got, which I haven't really expanded on too much. It was a connection I had, an introduction that was made to me by actually through Andy, a lady called Kathy, who is starting up. She's coming from corporate and she's partnered with somebody who's got a lot of experience in corporate as well. And they've got a really big, kind of fairly inspirational business plan essentially for really creating a very large scale well-being program, a really very specific niche. And she's looked to me to provide some content that will form a part of their offering. And also there's other opportunities potentially around train the trainer. So they're looking at getting people trained up to deliver some of the content where I would potentially come in, and also being a sort of, I guess, a spokesperson, but kind of more than just a spokesperson, a speaker, ambassador on some of the events that they go to. I mean, they're just massively, both of them. I've only met Mike, the other chap, today, but I've had a few conversations with Kathy. I think I've spoken about her in these videos before. It's like when you meet someone and they just have this energy and this dynamism, and that's how I felt with Kathy and the two of them together, both really successful high achievers and masses of energy being channeled into this very narrow field. So I'm really, really excited about the opportunity to be able to be a part of that and what they're trying to create. What was interesting today, actually, with Kathy, I've spoken to her a few times now. She didn't really know much about me beforehand. Probably literally only 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had our first conversation. And she knew that I came with a background of well-being. And so when I've been talking about coaching, the assumption had been that I was a well-being coach, and I talked about how to lose weight, how to run faster, how to get fitter, which are all things that, of course, I still talk about those things, and they're still really, really important, and they still underpin a lot of the performance aspects that I talk about as well. But essentially, the coaching that I do is because I've mentioned NLP, which is something that I studied probably going back 3-4 years ago when I first did my NLP practitioner qualification. And when I'd said about NLP, she was kind of really interested in that because she knew a bit about it already. And so I started telling her, actually, the coaching I do is not really about well-being specifically. I use that, but it's mainly about performance, behavior change, creating confidence, reducing anxiety, a lot of mindset work. That's really what I do for the majority of the time when I'm working with my clients. And so she got really excited about that as well, and looked at possibly some other opportunities within the model that they're trying to draw out. Obviously, they've got other people who they're bringing in as well. They're not just saying, right, George, you're our guy for creating all the content for this program. I think there'd be a lot of work there, but they're quite rightly bringing in other experts as well, and actually looking at where those opportunities are. And I said to her, look, Kathy, I'd rather you just looked at what I do, and the more you get to know about who I am and what I'm capable of and what I do, where you can imagine me getting involved and adding value, then let me know and we'll see what we can come up with. So both of us are sort of feeling our way through this. But I'm excited that there are some opportunities, not just for creating content, which is going to be written work, maybe video work, but actually speaking and presenting and delivering some training programs as well around it, which obviously leads into all of this business here, right, with the speaking and the goals that I've got specifically around that. So that's awesome. I'm kind of really excited about that. And the meeting today was about, let's get some more specifics on what they're looking for and what I can deliver and provide. I guess I had hoped in a way that I just like things to happen like yesterday, right? If you watched any of these videos, you'll know that by now. But this probably isn't going to be a let's do this right now thing. It's that they're waiting for more feedback or investors meetings and all sorts of other things, and there's lots of moving parts with it, so it could be something for sort of early part of next year. Who knows when. I'm just hoping that at the time I won't be too busy, that I won't be able to spend 2-3 days creating the content that they need for this. I really want to be able to, my ideal is to do it right now, to say, like, in December I've got some days set aside, let me just create the content. I might even just take that back to her and mention it. Anyway, that's that. So yeah, all good stuff there. Haven't heard anything back, not a peep from any of my other people that I've been waiting for and expecting for. No great big surprises there. I suspect it'll be at some point this week. So another week of just checking emails and hoping that something's come through. And then by Thursday, if I haven't heard anything, I'll just be picking up the phone and sending follow-up emails. Hopefully, though, by the end of the week, I should know something with a couple of the big ones that I'm waiting for at the moment. Righto, there's my check-in for the day. I've got some coaching, some gym work, and some more writing to do later on this evening. That's my check-in for today. Back in for more tomorrow. See you then.